Hey, ladies and gentlemen. Today, we're going to have a look at using 3 easy steps to learn how to add or subtract fractions with unlike denominators. So, let's check it out. The first step, all you have to do is find a common denominator, which is actually the least common multiple for the denominators. So we have an example here. You have 2/5 plus 1/2. Well, let's find the least common multiple. If you remember the listing method, we have 2 and 5, and we can list all the multiples of 2 and 5 until we find the common one. And here we find 10. So our new denominator is going to be 10. Okay? We're going to convert 2/5 and 1/2 into tenths so that we can add those numbers. The same is true for subtraction. You're going to want to find a common denominator. Moving on. Step number 2. The next thing we want to do is to convert the original fractions into an equivalent fraction using that common denominator. So, looking at 2/5, we want to convert to tenths. And we have to determine what our multiplier is. What are we going to multiply 5 by to get tenths? That's correct, 2. When we multiply the numerator by 2 also, that's going to give us an equivalent fraction. So we have 4 tenths. And you can see in the models down below that 2/5 is indeed equal to 4 tenths. On 1/2, what do we multiply 2 by to equal 10? So the multiplier for 1/2, 2, is multiplied by 5 to get to 10. So we find the equivalent fraction to 1/2, which is 5 tenths. Again, you can see in the model below. Next step. The next thing that we're going to do is add the numerators and the denominator stays the same. So it's almost like when you're adding like fractions with like denominators. As a matter of fact, it's exactly like that. Then we want to simplify our answer. Don't forget to simplify. So let's look at our example here. We have 4 tenths plus 5 tenths. Add the numerators and the denominator stays the same. We end up with 9 tenths. And we ask ourselves, can we simplify this any more? Is there a common factor between 9 and 10 other than 1? And the answer is no. So we have our simplified answer. And here you can see that 4 tenths plus 5 tenths, when put together, equals 9 tenths. Let's have a look at a real world problem. So next Tuesday morning, we are predicted to get 4/5 inches of snow and an additional 9/10 of an inch later in that evening. If there is over 1.5 inches of snow, school will be canceled on Wednesday. Will we be in school on Wednesday? If the prediction is correct, explain your answer. Pause the screen, discuss it with a partner, and then we'll go over it. Okay, so what did we come up with? That's right, we first have to convert to a common denominator, and our denominator is 10. 4/5 is equal to 8 tenths. Next, we need to add the numerators, and the denominator stays the same. When we do that, we get 17 tenths. And then we need to simplify, and we do that to get a mixed number of 1 and 7 tenths. So, is 1 and 7 tenths greater than, less than, or equal to 1.5 inches? Will we be in school? No school, because 1 and 7 tenths is greater than 1 and 5 tenths. Well, I hope this helped you out with adding or subtracting of fractions with unlike denominators. See ya!